Hi, I'm going to work through a couple of the problems that are on your GCF worksheet. I'm going to do number 1 and number 3. I'm going to start with the coefficients in number 1. I'm going to see what the biggest thing I can take out of all 3 of the coefficients is, what the biggest factor is. Well, the factor on the first term there is a 1, the factor on the second term is a 1, and the factor on the third term is a 3. So the biggest thing I can take out is a 1, which means I really can just ignore it, and I'm not going to do anything with the coefficients. Now I go to the variables. So I go to the x's. It looks like I have x squared, so that's x times x. So there's 2 x's in the first term, 1 in the second term, and 1 in the third term. So the most that I can take out of all 3 terms is 1x. So I'm going to put an x there. Now as far as the y's go, the only term that has a y is the second term. The other 2 terms don't even have y's, so I can't do anything with the y's there. So there's not going to be a y in my GCF. So I'm going to open my parentheses. Now I'm going to divide each term by my GCF. I'm just going to move this over so I can use that spot. So I have x, parentheses. So now I'm going to divide each of these terms by x. All right, x squared divided by x. There's 2 x's on top, 1 on the bottom. So I'm going to subtract the exponents. 2 minus 1 is 1, so that means I have 1x left, x to the first, plus x over x, so 1 minus 1 is 0, so the x's go away. They kind of cancel out, kind of like that. And so they reduce to 1, so now I'm left with a y, plus x over x, same deal goes there. I can kind of cancel them out. X over x is just 1, so they go away. I'm just left with a 3, and there's my final answer. Now I want to check it just to make sure I did it right. I'm going to distribute the x back to each term. X times x, x squared, x times y, xy, x times 3, 3x. It looks like that matches my original, so this is the final answer. Now I go to number 3. There are no coefficients. Well, there are coefficients. They're 1, but obviously I'm not going to use a 1 in my GCF. So now I go to the variables. I have 1a in the first term. I have 5 a's in the second term. So the most I can take out of all of the terms is 1a, because it's this first term that kind of defines that. I only have 1a there, so the most I can take out of all of them is an a. Now I go to the b's. I have 2 b's in the first term, 7 in the second term, so I can take out 2 b's. So I'm going to say b squared. Now I open my parentheses. So I'm going to divide each term by a b squared. I'm going to divide this by a b squared. All right, so now I go ahead and divide a over a. I'm doing the first term. A over a is 1. B squared over b squared is 1. So everything cancels in the first term, so I'm not left with anything, but I have to hold the spot with a 1 minus. All right, a to the 5th over a to the 1st, or just a. So it's 5 minus 1 is 4, so I have a to the 4th left. And then the b's, 7 minus 2 is 5, so I have b to the 5th left. All right, so now I'm going to distribute the ab squared just to make sure I did it right. Ab squared times 1 is ab squared. Minus a times a to the 4th is a to the 5th. B squared times b to the 5th is b to the 7th. When I'm multiplying b squared times b to the 5th, I add the exponents. 2 plus 5 is 7. Oops, sorry, I wrote that exponent wrong. That should be a 5, which makes it that is what I originally started with. So that is, in fact, my final answer right there.